All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Crew Show with a little 49er video, and we're talking Brock Purdy once again. Everybody's got their rankings of Purdy. CBS Sportsline says they have him number 2 to Mahomes. Doug Gottlieb says 15 different quarterbacks could actually step into Brock Purdy's role with the Niners and do just as good a job. We'll break it all down next. But first, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Get the brisket chili. Tell them that Larry Krueger sent you. And we're also brought to you by Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're in Monterey on the Monterey Peninsula. Check them out, 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove. Call Anthony Catania. He's at 831-521-5264. All right, let's talk a little Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's throwing out the first pitch tonight for the Giants and the Dodgers. Before Giants-Dodgers, we'll get a little Brock Purdy out at Oracle Park throwing out the first pitch. So good for Brock. And he's quickly becoming one of the favorite athletes here in Northern California, and justifiably so. Now, there are a couple different Brock Purdy stories that I think that are interesting. One is CBS Sports came out and said that Brock Purdy is the second best quarterback in the NFL today. Second best quarterback in the NFL. Which to me seems a little high. I got to be honest. They had Mahomes 1, they had Purdy 2, and you know, a bunch of guys, obviously Lamar Jackson and others behind Purdy. And I can't go with that. To me, I would say Mahomes 1, Burrow 2, Josh Allen 3, Lamar's 4, then Purdy's 5, ahead of Stafford and Stroud and Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers at 40, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott. So I would have him 5th overall as far as the rankings. And you know, you could put Stroud 5 and him 6. You know, some people would. I'm putting Purdy in front of Stroud just because he's done it for 2 years and he's reached a Super Bowl. And to me, that's a pretty significant accomplishment. So that was one take. That was CBS Sports. Now, you know, the one thing is Lamar has not won in the playoffs. So that's the one thing that kind of holds Lamar back in a lot of these rankings. But I still, based on Lamar's total career, I've got to put Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and Lamar all in front of Brock. And and despite the fact that Lamar hasn't won in the playoffs, and Lamar's not great if you get a lead on him and force him to come from behind. The Ravens are from very much a bully team where if they get the lead on you, they can run the ball. He's got play action, then he can run, and they become a nightmare. But if you do what Kansas City did, dominate the time of possession, get the lead, make them play from behind, make him play from the pocket, I don't think Lamar's nearly as good. But just on what he's accomplished, I got to have Lamar in front of Purdy. So Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar, then Brock. And then I would have, as I said, Stroud, Stafford, Love, Rodgers, Herbert, Prescott, probably in that order. So that's kind of how I would break it down. Now, Doug Gottlieb, you say, who's Doug Gottlieb? Doug Gottlieb played college basketball in the 90s for Oklahoma State. And then he's been on Bleacher Report and ESPN, and he's been a talk show host. And anyway, he came out the other day and was just the most idiotic take of all time, which was that 15 different quarterbacks could do what Brock Purdy is doing with the 49ers. Like if you just put 15 different quarterbacks in, you know, a Niner uniform and gave him Shanahan and the Niners surrounding cast, that they would do just as well as Brock Purdy. And I would say no. I would say absolutely not. That's ridiculous. It's not. It's probably half that number. So I decided, okay, let's go through and actually go through this thing and figure out how many quarterbacks, because 15's, you know, Doug Gottlieb's high if he thinks 15 quarterbacks could step into the Niner offense and do what Brock Purdy's done. I think people forget, you know, all the quarterbacks that have played in the exact same system with the exact same surrounding cast, with the exact same head coach, and fell on their face. Trey Lance couldn't get it done in this offense. Sam Darnold didn't look anything like Brock Purdy when he stepped in on this offense. Brian Hoyer, Jimmy Garoppolo, C.J. Beathard, Nick Mullins. None of these guys, that's 6 different quarterbacks that have played in this system under Kyle Shanahan. None of those guys hold a candle to Brock Purdy and what he's been able to do in this same system. So I think people forget that when Brock Purdy came off the bench in 2022 against the Dolphins in Week 13 for an injured Jimmy Garoppolo who went out with the foot injury, at that point in history, all quarterbacks not named Jimmy Garoppolo who had started games under Kyle Shanahan in the NFL were 9-29. 9-29. That's what non-Garoppolo quarterbacks under Shanahan in this system with these weapons in San Francisco had done before Brock Purdy. 9-29. So obviously Gottlieb doesn't know that stat. Otherwise, he never would have shared this idiotic comment that 15 quarterbacks could step in and do exactly what Brock's done. But let's go through the list. To me, the list would be, without a doubt, the guys that there's no doubt. Patrick Mahomes. You put Patrick Mahomes in the Niners system, he would do what Brock Purdy has done. Granted, he's one. I'll go Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. I think if you put him in the Niners system with Shanahan and the Niners weapons, Joe Burrow could replicate what Brock Purdy has done. That's 2. I'm going to say Josh Allen. Despite the flurry of turnovers from time to time, Josh Allen is 6'6", 240 with a gun. He's a tremendous leader. He throws an incredible ball. I know he's had games that have been ugly turnover-wise, and he doesn't always take care of the ball. But I'll say Josh Allen. Josh Allen, for sure. If you put him in the Niners system, he could replicate what Purdy has done. I'm going to say C.J. Stroud, because even though he's a young guy, and I would rank Purdy over him, I still think if you put Stroud in this system with Shanahan and all these weapons, he could replicate what Purdy's done. Okay, that's 4 quarterbacks right there. I'm going to say Lamar, just based on, what he's done as a regular season quarterback, and I'll rule out the playoffs and just chalk that up to it hasn't been good for Lamar. And they've played from behind, and he hasn't been able to play from behind. I mean, Brock Purdy played from behind against Detroit and Green Bay, and what did he do in the second half of one of those games? He was like 13 of 16. So he was really good under pressure. But I'm going to put Lamar there anyway. So that's Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Allen, C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson. Okay, so that's 5 right there. Then there's Stafford, and even though Stafford's a little bit older at this point, I'm going to put Stafford in there. That's 6. So now we're at 6. We're nowhere near 15. Then it's Jordan Love. There's 2 guys that are kind of question marks to me. Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. Hurts, I don't think doesn't read coverage like Purdy, but he's a tremendous runner. He's a tremendous leader. He's great in short yardage. I think I would put Hurts in there. And Jordan Love, as much as, Jordan Love kind of came out of nowhere last year and had this amazing stretch. Based on that amazing stretch, I'll throw him in there too. Okay, so that's Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Allen, C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. That's 8. Where are these other 7 guys? Well, let's go through the rest of the guys who did not make the list. There's no way I'm putting Dak Prescott in there. He doesn't take care of the football. Against the Niners, last time they played, he had 3 picks, and he was one of the main reasons they lost. I love Kyler Murray as an athlete. 28, 36, and 1 is his record as a starter. Don't tell me Kyler Murray is going to come into this situation and do what Purdy's done. Kirk Cousins never wins big games. The greatest game that he's ever played was against the Niners last year in Minnesota. Other than that, Kirk Cousins doesn't win big games. He doesn't win playoff games. He doesn't win big games. He doesn't win. So no, I'm not putting Kirk Cousins there. And he's in his mid-30s. Jared Goff. People say, well, Jared Goff, he's really good. He's got a big contract with Detroit. He's 24, 23, and 1 with Detroit. He's basically a 500 quarterback with Detroit. And Detroit's got a lot of talent now. So no. He doesn't have the mobility of Purdy. He couldn't operate the system nearly the same way. Justin Herbert, big, strong, pocket passer. People, they love Justin Herbert. He's been on some really good teams. He's 30 and 32 in the NFL. He's sub 500. No. Trevor Lawrence, first pick in the draft. People thought he was going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks to come along in 20, 30 years. He's the best quarterback. He was billed as the best quarterback coming out in the draft since Andrew Luck. He's 20 wins and 30 losses. No. Deshaun Watson. People love Deshaun Watson. No. Deshaun Watson, 36 and 29 career. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is 40. No. Can't do that anymore. Maybe Aaron Rodgers used to be able to do that, but we're speaking in the present. No. Tua Tagovailoa. I think at the end of the year it was pretty clear that Tua can't even read coverages. It's like if his first, he's like the quicker, more athletic version of Jimmy Garoppolo. If the play that McDaniels calls for him, or Mike McDaniel calls for him, doesn't work, he's done. It's over. He's got great weapons, a great play caller, but if he doesn't make the play work that was called in the huddle, he doesn't have the off schedule stuff that Purdy does. So none of those guys are on the list. So that's the list: Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Stroud, Jackson, Stafford, and we'll throw in Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts, even though I kind of think those are debatable. But I'll even give you those. That's 8. Doug Gottlieb said 15 different quarterbacks can do what Purdy has done in the NFL with the Niners. I don't think so. I think that's one of the dumbest takes of all time. And once again, how quickly we forget. Trey Lance was in this same system, couldn't do it. Sam Darnold in the same system, couldn't do it. Brian Hoyer, same system, couldn't do it. C.J. Beathard, Nick Mullins, couldn't do it. Jimmy Garoppolo had some success and was really good in this system. But he wasn't Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's got him beat in every way imaginable. So those guys, non-Jimmy quarterbacks, remember when Brock came in for Jimmy in the Miami game in 2022, were 9 wins and 29 losses. And then Purdy comes in, makes it look really easy, goes to the NFC Championship game as a rookie, goes to the Super Bowl as a second-year player coming off of a major elbow injury, and is clearly one of the great young quarterbacks in the league today. And Gottlieb has got to be one of the people that just, makes himself look like an idiot and just gets out over his skis. 15 different quarterbacks. Count them. It's 8. Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Stroud, Lamar, Stafford, Love, Hurts. That's it. Everybody else takes a back seat behind Brock and could not have done what he's done. Once again, Rodgers maybe, but he's old. He's 40. Can't do that. Coming off an Achilles. Herbert maybe someday, but he's sub 500 at this point. He's won more than he's lost. Same thing with Murray. Maybe someday, but that day ain't today. Everybody else, no. So is CBS Sports crazy when they say Brock Purdy's the second best quarterback in the NFL? Yeah. That's come on. He's better than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow played one of the best games I've seen played at Levi's since the stadium's been constructed. The way he played last year against the Niners, they put on a clinic. Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Josh Allen, that's the top tier in the NFL. And then you want to throw Lamar in there for regular season, yeah. You want to throw Stafford as a guy whose career achievements, yeah, even though he's approaching his mid-30s. You want to throw Jordan Love and C.J. Stroud in there because of what they've shown early. They're very precocious young quarterbacks that have done some impressive things early. Heck, you want to throw Hurts in there for his tush push and all that. You know what? I think Purdy's better than Hurts. I think most people do. But if you want to say that Hurts could do what Purdy's doing, I'll give it to you. That's 8. You said 15. Where are the other 7? They don't exist. So CBS Sports was wrong saying that Purdy's the second best quarterback in football. But Doug Gottlieb is way wrong by saying that 15 quarterbacks could do what he's done if they were put in the same system with Kyle Shanahan and these weapons. The number is closer to 7 or 8, not 15, half that many. So there you go. All right. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. And now a word from our newest sponsor, Aura. Have you ever typed your name on the internet and seen all of your private information is online? Are you tired of receiving tons of spam calls from random numbers? Are you receiving more and more of these as time has gone on? Well, that's where Aura, the sponsor of today's show, can really help you out. Data brokers sell your information to scammers and spammers and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, your email, your home address, all your records, your health records, who your relatives are. It's all out there. That's why I've been using Aura. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it also protects me from hackers who could use the information to help them access my social media accounts, my bank accounts, or any other sensitive information. Aura also does so much more to protect me and my family from online threats I can't see. I get other features like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. It's really easy to set up. And best of all, I get everything at one affordable price. I value my privacy and I value yours. You can go to the link in the description to start your 2-week free trial. And thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.